eye me yet. I want to do kind of like a sunset blush. But yeah, no, I want to do kind of like a sunset blush, so kind of like yellow to a little bit of like a peachy to like a reddish peach. So I want to start with my base, and then if I want to do anything to the eyes, I might just do like a neutral wash of color with maybe like a blue shimmer to tie into my shirt. I know, look at me, I'm wearing another color. And my nails. Got them done today. My only complaint is that this thumb is crooked as hell. But compared to the last few crooked nails I had, one is a win. They're also a little, they feel longer than they actually are. That's because there's a new set and there's no growth underneath. They're also a little pointier than I'd like. But that will be gone in like 2 days with using my hands. But yeah, let's get into it. I'm going all sorts of out of order today and I don't like it. But I'm gonna start with my base. These are from Glow Recipe. These are the Watermelon Glow Niacinamide Dewdrops. Definitely need a little of these. But yeah, no, today is Saturday, April 4th, the day before Easter. Wrong concept, I know. Also my one day off right now. I lied, I had Tuesday off too, and I've got 2 videos filmed. I did not do that. Today, it is just after 4 o'clock and I am sitting down for the first time. Like, I had a nail appointment at 10:30 and then I got out of that, you know, around 11:30. I went and I got like a small snack because I didn't eat yesterday. So I went to 7th Street Burger because they opened one in Newbury. I brought that home, and then I also had to export my Sephora sale video, which took a while because it was a 48-minute video and I had a million overlays. So it took a while to export. And then I had to let my phone charge because it was almost dead and yada yada yada. It was just not. It was just one of those days. But yeah, no, went to 7th Street Burger, brought it home, so it was, you know, 45 minutes old at that point. It was pretty good, actually. I really do love traveling with a burger sometimes because then all the juices will soak into the bun and just, it's beautiful and perfect. Like, I'm not a big smash patty person, especially because, like, these ones were ridiculously thin, so they got a little too burnt, which is funny because they weren't dry, but they were burnt. I'm like, they used a standard potato roll. It was just Martin's potato rolls, which I'm like, okay, nothing, you know, revolutionary, but better potato roll than a brioche roll because brioche gets super soggy super fast. I did like the thickness and the cut of their pickles. My only complaint is that, like most places, they don't actually season their house special sauce because it's the same sauce across all restaurants ever, except nobody ever seasons it enough. So it just tastes like ketchup and mayo with a little bit of, you know, salt. Give me a little more, please. And then I'm going in with the Danessa Myricks Yummy Skin Glow Serum in the shade Main Squeeze. But you know, nails, thank God. I was so ready for them. I just want something a little different, and I haven't done blue like this ever, and I think they look really nice. Like, I love this color. And I was saying that to my nail tech. I'm like, I kind of wanted something specifically blue with like a shifty chrome. I want something very like spring toned. And next that I'm doing is like lilac French tips with little tulips on some of them. So like I feel like this is a good transitional color. I don't need to figure out what set after next is just so I can book it in advance and get the times that I like. You know. I've barely eaten in the past 2 days because I went to the movies after work yesterday and I only got popcorn, and then by the time I got home I was like, it's like 9 o'clock, I'm not gonna cook anything. Then I went, I don't know what to order, blah 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 blah. So I went to bed with nothing in my stomach besides half a bag of popcorn, a regular size Sprite lemonade, and 3 Monsters. So it was just a lovely system. So that plus a burger is in my system. Plus another Monster. But this is from Wet n Wild. This is the Bare Focus Niacinamide Skin Tint in the shade Fair. Oh Jesus. But no, I'm gonna do this on the back of my hand actually. Learned from last time. Went to the movies last night. I saw the drama with Zendaya and Robert Pattinson. Mostly because I love the two of them and because it was filmed in Boston, so I'm like, I feel like I have to go see it. Girl, my original plan was, I thought I was gonna have tomorrow off, so my plan was, oh, nail appointment, then I'll go see the movie. I am so glad I did not waste my day off seeing that movie. Like, oh, I wasted $20. Okay, I think it was like under 19, but it was over 18. Because, you know, Zendaya and Robert Pattinson are getting married. They have their friends, and they're apparently doing like a game of, oh my god, we're gonna tell each other the worst things that we've ever done. So, you know, she says this one thing. And yes, it is an awful thing to even think about doing, much less the fact that she had it planned out. But as Robert Pattinson's character points out, this was 10 to 15 years ago when she was a teenager. And she's changed and has no signs of anything ever about what she's done. So she says it, everyone spirals, except, slight spoiler, they still get married. Nothing happens, you know, she doesn't revert to and does what the worst thing that she ever did, which she didn't actually do. Again, yes, it's the having the thought is awful, but if you don't act on it and you dedicate your life to being the exact opposite of what the plan was, one might think it's not gonna happen. So it's just more about the fallout of being told the plan, and it was just ridiculous. And again, especially since nothing comes out of it. Like, girl, wasted $20 on that, so not so fun, not so fresh. So again, I'm glad I saw that. I'm glad I wasted my after work time, which wouldn't have been doing anything, versus wasting my day off time, which I could have been doing literally anything else. And then this is from Patrick Ta Beauty. This is the Major Skin Soft Blur Brightening Concealer in Fair Neutral 2. I look so naked right now because I don't have any lashes or anything else on. I look like a heathen. I look awful. Evil. So fun fact, I'm going to a food show on Tuesday, assuming I have the day off. I did tell my manager that I can't do any days outside of my availability for the rest of the month. So hopefully she is able to find someone to open, because I'm not being leaned on even more than usual just because the one main kid is leaving. Like, hire other people, girl. But no, you know, a lot of restaurants have food providers that drop off their orders, so, you know, they don't need to go shopping however many times a day and deal with all that, blah, blah, blah. So places like Ballador or Cisco, US Foods, oh, Jesus Christ, I can't think of any, Gordon Food Services, stuff like that. And since we have a food truck, we do have one of those companies, and our rep was like, oh, you know, there's a food show on Tuesday, blah, 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 blah. So basically, it's just a giant hall full of samples. And my parents are like, hey, you usually have the day off. We could get you a ticket. And I went, girl, say less. Like, my mother apparently got lobster last year. They got cheesecake. My mother's hoping for Dubai chocolate flavored things because she hates that it's so trendy, but she really loves the phyllo dough pieces in the pistachio cream. So, and I'd rather spend my day off doing that than, I don't know what actually, but my point still stands. I may have to listen to people talk about, be like, oh my god, this is our product, this is why I should switch to us, and be like, yeah, this is fantastic, and it probably will be, but you know, we have specific things that we sell, so we have no reason for scoopable cheesecake. I mean, I have a reason for scoopable cheesecake. And next, I'm going to go in with a little bit of the Morphe Shapelifter Micro Contour Stick in the shade Enhanced. I did hear Bridget bark the other day, though. Like, it was one of the days I got home from New York. I think it was the day after, because I was home alone with her. It's funny, because I was in the bathroom changing, and she was obviously not in the bathroom with me. And, it was just us two, because I figured out the only time she barks at me is when we're alone, and she thinks I'm taking too long in the bathroom. Because she's a petty bitch. But, you know, I'm changing. I'm doing my thing. I hear her start to bark, so I opened the door a little, but I didn't want to, you know, disturb her. And, like, she went on for, like, 15 seconds before I, you know, was like, hey! And she's like, oh my goodness. So, she was just being dramatic and like, oh my goodness, I am alone. How could they do this to me? And she did it again a different day. So I'm like, okay. Like, with me, she barks if I'm just taking too long for her preference. I'm like, wow. I'm like, I'm being timed by a dog. Again, God forbid I want to go to the bathroom and change in peace. She keeps trying to follow me in there. I'm like, you are a pervert. I'm like, lady. Like, why? Why? And then she's like, oh my god, I'm gonna look in the trash. I'm like, no, you're really not gonna look in the trash. I'm like, girl, I'm like, nothing in here is good for you. She also has a yeast infection in her ears. Because, like, for the past couple weeks, I'm like, wow, her wax is kind of like, you know, little red, little brown. It's like very gross. And she went to the vet to get a rabies shot because I forgot to give it to her when she got all of her other shots. But they're like, yeah, she has a yeast infection in her ears. So they gave her something. And her ears are already, like, clear. Already. Like, and it was, like, yesterday, the day before. And they're like, hey, you can't clean them for 2 weeks. Come back in 2 weeks and we'll do something else and see what happens. But she had a yeast infection in her ears. And she had, like, no other symptoms of anything. And I am going to start with some creams, obviously, for my blush. This is from Glisten Cosmetics. This is the Bloomin' blush in the shade Orange You Glad. This is a very, very light orange. So I'm going to kind of focus that here. And I'll be able to layer some yellow on top of this. So, hopefully, fingers crossed. She woke... Sometimes I sleep on the couch. It's just... Sometimes it happens. Like, especially on days that I have to be up early. Like, it's just... It's not happening upstairs. I'm just gonna kill her. And then I'm just gonna blend this out. But she woke me up 3 times on the night that I had to... The night before I had to be up, like, early for an order. And one of them was to throw up on me. Well, thankfully, I woke up before she threw up and I got her at least onto the floor. Because she did that another time. It was that she woke up to throw up on me and then went promptly back to sleep. And I'm like, wow. Rude. But yeah, woke me up 3 times throughout the night, and one of them was to throw up. I'm like, texting my friend, and she's like, this sounds like taking care of a baby. I'm like, well, it is, because she will also try to eat her own poop, which she was trying to do this morning, which is not so fun, not so fresh. And then this is from Huda Beauty. This is the blush filter liquid blush in the shade Sunset Lychee, and I'm gonna put some here. Because I know I blended the Orange You Glad a little lower than I preferred. And this is the same exact brush I just used. But I also want to make sure to be able to go in with a, like, red blush so I can really get the... Let's see, nice little gradient. But no, I saw 2 different makeup artists. One's name's Ivan, one is Andy, I think. I was going to say I will put both pictures, both clips up. Of their looks. I'm not going to do the studs. I'm going to be honest here. Just, it's not happening. You can't make me. I don't want to deal with all the glue residue on my face. And then this is from Kylie Cosmetics. This is the hybrid blush in the shade Ladybug. See? Told you. But no. Also, the day that I got back, my first shift back from New York was just awful because I came into them putting in our new mop closet, which was really funny because when I saw the guy that I always talk to about, you know, construction timelines, I saw him the Friday before I left. He's like, yeah, we're gonna get that in ASAP. I'm like, okay, fantastic. So it should be done by the time I get back. I won't need to deal with it. I'm like, ASAP is a week for you people? And then I'm just kind of bringing this onto the nose a little too. And that's especially sad because, you know, that day, you know, another one came in to kind of check on how the closet was doing. He's like, oh my god. He's like, I feel like we haven't seen you in like a week. I'm like, because you have. And I'm like, it's sad that you guys are like excited to see me. And then I was talking to the kid who usually opens. He's like, yeah, the construction people kind of suck. I'm like, what do you mean? I'm like, I love them. Like, they're annoying and get in my way, but like they're nice. It's not like they're evil. Also, I think I look stupid like this. I'm gonna be so honest here. And this is my brother to be like, yeah, you do look stupid. Alright, and next I'm gonna go in with the Beauty Bay Bright Matte 42 color palette. And then on a large fluffy eyeshadow brush, I'm gonna take some of custard cream, actually mostly custard cream, mixed with a bit of Daffodil Delight to get a like low yellowy shade. And I'm gonna start to kind of set that Orangey Glad shade originally. And just do a little, like I said, I had a plan. I don't know if I don't think it's going to look as good on me as the other two, because, you know, they're a little more tan, a little more deeper toned than I am. I am translucent on a good day. So it's just one of those, I don't know. I don't think it's going to translate the same exact way, but sometimes you gotta take risks sometimes, man. Alright. Then carefully, I'm going to take some of Tangerine Dream and kind of tap some of it off and just use that to kind of do a little bit of that. Again, just kind of like on the tip of the brush. Again, don't want to go, not that I don't want to go too heavy-handed, I don't want to anything up, you know? And then same brush, I'm going to take some of Tutti Frutti and possibly the tiniest bit of Poppin' Poppy, and use that to kind of do the, okay, like I can tell that it's a gradient at least. Hopefully you can too. Hopefully, fingers crossed here. I don't know what you can and can't tell. And I think I'm going to go in with a little bit of the Nabla Close Up Blur and Powder Blush in the shade Petite on a very loose fluffy brush. Just kind of bring it under here, and think I'll do like a brightening powder as well, but like just something to tie it together, you know? Just a very, I feel like this is going to end up looking very makeup by estery, which is fine. There's nothing wrong with that. It's just, before anyone goes, oh my god, that's so much blush, like, that's the whole point of this look, really. Like, it's fun. It's different. You know, it'd be like that sometimes. Again, just a little bit of the pink. I think that looks fine, actually. And then I'm going to take some of my Fenty Beauty Demi Glow Light Diffusing Highlighter in the shade Pretty Pearls. I did go to Sephora before my nail appointment today, on purpose. I didn't get what I needed. Not even get what I needed to. I had every intention of getting a sample of the new Rare Beauty foundation. I was going to get it in the shades 4, which was Neutral Peach, and then 6, which was Neutral Olive. I swatched Neutral Olive, and I think it might work. It looks a little orange, but I can't tell because Sephora lighting. And then they didn't have Neutral 4 as a tester or in stock, so couldn't try that. And then I couldn't get Neutral 6 as a tester because nobody actually came over to ask me for help, and everybody was already occupied, and I'm like I get accosted basically whenever I'm in Sephora, and now you guys aren't helping me the one time I need it. I mean, it wasn't a do or die, but I'm like, I just find that funny. We're going to keep it very simple on the eyes. This is from Colourpop Cosmetics. This is their shadow stick in the shade Cocktail Party. It's just a matte brown. I know, wild. Who would have thought? Exactly like I said. I'm going to do a neutral with a little bit of a pop of color. But I'm going to focus that right here and here. I did swatch the new Anastasia Beverly Hills Shadow Sticks. Oh god, I don't remember what the shade name is. It might just be Icy or something. But it's like it's literally just blue glitter and like a mostly clear base. I'm sorry, my foot is suddenly very asleep. It's very bothersome. But she was gorgeous and beautiful, and I love her. I don't love her enough for whatever that price was, though. It was over 30, I think. And I'm like, there's no. I'm like, for a shadow stick, no chance in a flying frack. Bring this under the eye just a little. Because because I don't want to blend it too into the blush, obviously, but I don't want it to look harsh and unblended. But I do like these shadow sticks because they are possibly the creamiest ones I've ever seen, used, words. I also did try on the new Watermelon Peony fragrance oil from Nest New York, I think. Can't smell it anymore. I didn't put that much on. Like, I put some on the tester, I'm like, oh my god, this smells so much like watermelon. Then I put what was on the tester on my skin and did that, and it didn't. I got mostly peony, and I'm like, I figured, but, and like, I kind of want to smell like a watermelon, but there's no good watermelon perfumes. I am gonna get the Boy Smells one, during the Sephora sale, hopefully, but it's just one of those. I'm like, sometimes I don't want to smell floral along with fruit. I just want to smell fruity. But this is from Clionadh Cosmetics. This is the Glitter Iridescent Multichrome in the shade Glow. This is possibly my favorite shade of theirs. It's like a translucent base with blue and violet reflex, and I'm going to be very careful when applying this because I did not put on any glitter primer because I don't care. I know it's late enough and I don't want sticky fingers, legitimately. But also at the same time about that, Anastasia shadow stick, I have so many iridescent blues that I don't need more in a different format, you know? I have enough in pressed form. I don't need them in a stick form as well. I'm sorry, my friend's laughing at me because I texted her, I'm like, my manager just called me, I'm like, on my one day off. I'm like, she's never done that, so I assumed, you know, someone was like dying or like, hey, I need you in the store, or hey, I hate you and you're fired. No, it was just an accident. I'm like, you had me stressing. Because she's like, oh, how's everything at the store today? I'm like, fuck if I know. I'm like, today's my day off. I'm like, today's my one day off. I'm sorry, I'm looking at the burn on my, oh, fun fact, that's a burn. I also accidentally peeled some of the skin off when I was washing my hands the other day, so it's gross. I want to peel it off so badly. Like, I know that's gross, but like, so badly. I need to go find some lashes, but I will be back in a second. Alright, hi, I'm back. I dallied. But, nevertheless, we persist. Almost done. Words. This is from Makeup Forever. It's the Artist Colored Pencil in the shade Anyway Caffeine. I know. Who could have foreseen this? Sorry, my lash wasn't sticking. But no. I'm almost in overtime this week. Like, when I called my manager back and she finally picked up, I told him, like, oh, I have this person coming in early because someone else was late, and if I stay until my scheduled time, I will be in overtime. She's like, oh yeah, no. She's like, how's my coming? I'm like, okay. Like, you know, I clocked out yesterday at 34.5, and I'm supposed to have a 6.5 hour shift tomorrow. So instead, I'm gonna have about a 4.5 hour shift, because even though she scheduled me at 37 hours, I had to go in early for an order, and for 3 orders. That's 2. 3 orders. And then someone was late yesterday, even though he, just gonna blend this out a little. One of my coworkers works at Fenway now, sometimes during the days. He's like, oh, whatever role it is he does. He's like, we can leave, you know, at the first pitch of the 9th inning. And I'm like, okay. Game finished before 5 o'clock. He said he was leaving at 4:59. We work in downtown Boston area. Even driving, even with traffic from a game, I clocked out at 6:13. There's no world that it takes an hour and 14 minutes to drive from Fenway to downtown Boston, even with game day traffic. I looked at traffic and the, you know, delays and stuff. It was saying 25 minutes. So, hustled down to my movie because my movie started at 6:15, and I know trailers happen, but like, this is from Covergirl. This is the Clean Fresh Yummy Gloss in the shade Twilight Beam. Just need a little da-da-da, a little, Smells like pineapple. I do enjoy that. Like, I feel a little bad because Monday my manager's, because I put in time off, and apparently so did the coworker that's leaving on Thursday, and no one else can open, so she might have to do it. And I don't want to, and again I told him, like, I cannot work outside my, you know, supposed to be availability. Like, I need my 4 days. Like, I need my 2 to 3 days off consecutively. I lied and told her I was doing truck stuff, so she'll be like, oh my goodness, it's family things. You know, don't abuse me this month. Especially after I've been abused since January, at least. So, but I need to go fix my bangs, but I should be back in a second. Alright, and this is the finished look. It's very simple, very easy. I just need something a little different and not too in-depth, too time-consuming, too thought-provoking. I mean, I feel like if you're not looking close enough, it just looks like a bunch of peachy blush. But I do like how it turned out. The eyes are nice and easy and simple. I love my neutral with some blue shimmer. But I wanted to do something sunset-y, but I didn't want to continue to do sunset eyeshadow that I always do. So, a good in-between. I feel like this lip specifically matches really well with all this blush. And it just works. And again, look at me wearing a color. I know when I'm editing this, the colors are going to be, because my skin doesn't like blue. But I thought it looked nice, and I thought it was like a good medium tone. Like, I feel like I said, I've self-diagnosed myself as not self-diagnosed. I've you know, determined that I am a soft autumn when I don't have my hair dyed like this. But like, this is like one of the main colors, so I was like, So, but yeah.